Good morning, natural gas. It's Monday, June the 8th, 2026. I'm Tim Beggins, president of Elk Trading Company, and this is the top news for natural gas. Number one, the Iran war flares with missile attacks. Number two, LNG cargoes are diverting from China into Japan and Korea. Number three, coastal Azul LNG produces its first LNG. And number four, Delfin takes FID on the first floating LNG facility. Let's turn to the spot July contract. We're currently trading at 313.10, down 9.8 cents or over 3%. And as you can see, the RSI has turned lower. We're now below the 13 and 48 period exponential moving averages. What's going on? Well, production's about 110 and LNG demand is 16.5 BCF. We also have some weather that looks cooler in the 8 to 14 day temperature outlook. Let's take a look at the hourly chart. And as you can see right here, we are currently below the daily pivot, which came in today at 326.70. We are holding above second support, which comes in at 311. Our first support was 317. We're below that. The RSI is in an oversold condition. So we would expect to move back toward 317 today. We do need some bullish weather for this to start rallying one more time. We do have some 90s plus heat indices here in Texas around the Dallas-Fort Worth area. So that should be helpful. But again, the outlook for weather is a little bit more mild. And let's turn to the front to back spreads here. And this is the Jan versus the October spread. We're currently up 3.7 cents here to 124.90. Again, that was our support, then resistance at 125. The RSI is trying to turn to the upside. So we'll keep a careful eye on this to see if it stabilizes around 125. And here is the Novi through March strip here. And as you can see, it's down again today, down 5.8 cents here to 382.60. The RSI is clearly in the sell mode. So we are chopping around this 384.10 area and looking like it's just going to go sideways here for a few more days. Some bargain hunting, but with super El Nino concerns, the outlook isn't great for the upside. Let's turn to the 8 to 14 day temperature outlook. And as you can see, we only have above normal temperatures in the Pacific Northwest and Florida. It's below normal in the midsection of the country. Look familiar? Yeah, we saw this before with the below normal temperatures toward Texas, but in this case, they didn't show up. So now we've got below normal temperatures in the upper Midwest. Let's see what actually shows up on the weather maps. And here's the heat indices. And as you can see here, the heat risk is high going into Oklahoma, Texas, parts of Arkansas. And it looks like this is going to be moderately affecting over 117 million people today. And it gets worse as we go through the forecast map. This is major heat risk for 18.5 million people. Some extremes here as well. And this continues as we go through the forecast. Wednesday is the real big one here. Thursday pushes to the populated centers of the Northeast from Chicago all the way over to New York and Washington, D.C. So this is going to affect a lot of people as we go through the week here. This is major heat risk again from Texas, Arkansas, Louisiana, all the way back up into Tennessee, and then the Carolinas up into Washington, D.C. This continues through Saturday, and then Sunday it starts to abate. Let's take a look at ERCOT. ERCOT, we've got higher wind here coming in with some storms, and that means that the combined wind and solar is going to be near 46,000 megawatts out of our total system-wide demand of 75,000. That doesn't mean it will be produced, it just means we have the potential for it. And what does that mean for natural gas? Well, natural gas is down to 29.2% of the fuel mix today. Currently, right now, only 18,000 megawatts. So it's going to need a bit of a boost here from the weather. Let's take a look at the weather in the United States. And as you can see, we're getting some 90s here in Texas. This is the Dallas-Fort Worth. We're on the road today. And as you can see, there's some heat indices going up here as we go through the forecast period because it's humid here. So it's hot and humid. So the demand is going to be going upwards. So any revisions, expect it to be to the upside, which means storage will be lower than expectations. Storage expectations for this week around plus 95. Let's take a look at the marine forecast here. This is the LNG tankers. We can get it to load up here, and look what's passed through the Bering Straits. It's that LNG tanker from Russia that was pushing the northern passage. It's made it through the ice and heading to Asia. That's interesting because it's early in the season. So they're exploring that northern route to take LNG to China because Europe is going to shut off Russian LNG by January completely. At least that's the hope. And here is the European weather. As you can see going through here, this is June the 20th, and this is some warm temperatures here from the Iberian Peninsula all the way back up into France, Italy, of course, and of course, pushing further into Eastern Europe. So Germany, not too bad. The Isles, UK, and Ireland are fine. But let's take a look at storage for the EU. Loading up here. We are on the road, so please bear with us today. We are a little bit delayed on the internet connections, but as you can see here, the United Kingdom, 19%, Netherlands, 18%, and Belgium, 22%. Those are our problem child for children for the EU storage. Obviously, Portugal and Spain are doing well, but that's a summer heating load, air conditioning load, excuse me. So they're going to pull that down as we go through the season. And here is Asia. This is China. This is again June the 20th. So some warmer temperatures coming in for both Europe and Asia around the third week of June. And let's take a look at LNG. Again, LNG as a total is running about 16.5 BCF a day. And right now, Cameron pushing out almost full capacity here, 1.492 out of 1.5. So that's almost 100% utilization. And let's take a look at the LNG 4. This should be 4. Unfortunately, let's move this up here. We need to see Creole Trail, which feeds Sabine Pass here. And then right now we are running at 1.57 out of 1.7. This is just one of the pipelines that feeds the LNG at Sabine Pass. Here is Corpus Christi. And again, there's a lot of capacity here. We still have the compressor station at Sinton that is still being worked on through tomorrow. So that's over 300,000 of capacity that's down per day. So right now we have almost a BCF of total capacity open here at Corpus Christi. Let's take a look at Trans-Cameron Pipeline. Again, this is feeding Venture Global here. And as you can see, we've got still about 641,000 of open capacity feeding Calcasieu Pass. And let's take a look at Freeport. And Freeport's rebounding here right now, currently about 1.626 out of 2.6. So there's still a BCF of capacity, but it is starting to finally climb. How about Golden Pass? Well, Golden Pass is unfortunately still doing maintenance here, only running about 8,600 MMBTUs at a 2.6 BCF total for the whole facility, and 800 to 850,000 MMBTUs capacity for train 1. And here is Gator Express. This is obviously, this is Plaquemines. And right now, currently, as you can see here, we've got very little capacity open. Still, though, it is below nameplate capacity of 3.94. We're currently running 3.872. How about EIA for the nuclear fleet? Well, it's almost ready for summer because we only have 3.5 gigawatts that are offline today. That is the low of the 5-year average. And let's take a look at the drought. And this is what we really need: rain everywhere. We need it in the interior west. We need it in Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Louisiana, and of course the southeast, especially Florida up into South Carolina. How about the tropical developments? Well, nothing's expected here for the next 7 days, but the models want to try and turn something up here in the Gulf late next week. So let's take a look at that. Let's see the mid-Atlantic. The Saharan air layer is huge. It's still pushing a lot of dust across the mid-Atlantic, and that's going to inhibit any storm development anytime soon. So we need it either off of Panama, the Yucatan Peninsula, or in the Gulf. And here's our stocks. And this is the stocks for the oil and gas E&P sector, stocks between $2 and $10 billion and have a high short float over 10%. And everything's down with the equities. Unfortunately, that's going to be the case because there is still some pressure on the board for natural gas again today. We are currently trading at $3.1360, down 9.3 cents or 2.88%. Production still around 110. LNG demand 16.5 BCF. Storage expectations around plus 95 for Thursday. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. Please hit that like and subscribe button. Thanks for listening. We'll see you tomorrow.